Hi, dear friends, dear viewers, dear guests. We are on air, European Association of Software Engineering. Welcome you all here. You have still a few seconds to share the link with your friends, with your business partners, because I'm sure that today's teleconference will be very useful for those who want to open IT or startup business in Poland, to enter the European market starting from Poland, and to hear some tips from and some secrets from our today's guests. Today's topic: 5 main reasons to start IT business in Poland. I think that Poland is the first country every Ukrainian think about when want to open some business in Europe, when want to enter European market, because we have common mentality, we understand languages of each other, we have some common financial approach and business approach to life and to building the companies. So today we will speak about all of this with our honorable guests. So please meet them. This is Rafał Rybnik, chairman of the board, Cadmus Foundation, our resident of association. Hi, Rafał.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. And Olga Tsymbaliuk, chief operating officer at ALLSTARSIT, our resident also. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you all, guys. To our viewers, I will tell one more time that we are on air, we are broadcasting live, so you can also become the resident of this conversation. You can ask your personal questions to our guests today in the chat. So we will read it, we will answer all the questions for you to have as much useful information as we can get today from our guests. So let's start. We have some agenda here. So I think the first question will be the key reasons and benefits for doing business in Poland. Maybe some of you will start. Olga, maybe you will. I think that it is nice here to talk about your personal practice, your team practice, your experience, because just the last time you opened the office, the representative office in Poland, in Warsaw. So how was it? And please say.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, the experience is really very interesting. We were lucky enough that we started the process before the war started. So approximately October 2021, we find out that it's nice to expand our activity in Poland. First of all, because Poland has very nice and huge talent pool. Second, because the market is growing up. And third, as you told, because the mentality is similar. And we think that if you want to become global and you are the Ukrainian company, where you have to start first, you have to start somewhere close, you have to start somewhere that you will understand how it happens. So this is how we have chosen Poland. In general, I would say the whole process of registration and all the stuff to set the company, to make it run, would regularly take up to, I don't know, 3 months maybe. But if you want to have it in turbo regime, it can happen more quickly, because everything depends on how the government institution will work, how quickly you will get all the permits issued. So when the war came and it was, we got ready and we've got the company set, we've got the office ready. I'm saying it was a big success for us that we've got prepared for these dark times. In general, I would also say that despite the Poland is very close and very much convenient in working environments, it has also quite nice system of taxation, which we will speak about later on. But the process of registration itself is quite easy. So if, for example, you want to get to the market, all you have to have, all you have to start is to have reliable partners on the ground that will help you to register. I would say this kind of lawyers, a kind of accountant company that you find them like reliable partners, and that's it. This is basically what you need. You have to set up the company's name. You have to set up how this what kind of company it's going to be. It's going to be liability company or something like this. So you just find the partners and you start, and it goes pretty fast.
Thank you, Ola. Thank you very much. That was useful. Rafał, maybe you will add also, I'd like to hear from you as you are from Poland. Maybe Poland's are not very welcoming Ukrainians. I mean, maybe you have enough business companies there or not, or maybe you welcome Ukrainian business. Also, tell this experience, please. And maybe you have something to add regarding the reasons why to come and to open business IT, especially yes in Poland, please.
Yeah, actually, to start off, Poland is a member of European Union. So if you have a company here, you have a company in all European Union. So you open to the, as you mentioned, to the European market. But we are also population of 38 million people and 3 million companies. So this is quite large domestic market to conduct business activities with. Also, Polish people love electronic payments. So if you have any innovations in this matter, you surely find investors and money and clients. In Poland, there are a lot receptive industries, especially renewable energy market is growing. But also from perspective of incorporation, because of circumstances today, every Ukrainian citizen who has our PESEL number can incorporate, set up self-employment, I think, company, and this is one day, I think, from tax and other payments perspective, is not that good for business, but to start, it's quite useful to be self-employed person.
Okay, thank you. I see. I'd like to add that even our European Association of Software Engineering now opens a representative office in Poland, and we will have the meetup on 30th of August in Warsaw. All the announcements will be in our social media, so please, you can join, you can enter the European Association of Software Engineering, become the resident. Our guests today can prove that we are loyal and you can really work with us. We will speak now about the features of legal registration and tax rates in Poland. Please be maybe general and maybe please be some specific about IT startup and IT companies to open there. Please, who will start?
I can start.
Okay. Okay,
ladies first.
Yeah.
Okay, look, anyways, I will describe it briefly from our perspective of what we have faced while doing the business in Poland. So I will start with this. There is three types of employment in Poland. First of all, it's a contract of employment under labor law. Second is the contract of mandat under civil law. Here, Rafał, if you see some kind of, if you have some remarks, you're very welcome to fix me. And third is the contract of service providing, which in Ukraine we got used to name them as FOP contracts. First and main thing I would like to say that truly in Ukraine, it's very easy and very nice, this 5%, God bless Ukraine, you will never find this, at least in Europe, you will not find it. So in Poland, if you're a private entrepreneur that you want to provide services to any kind of company, your tax rate will start with 12% and may end like 12 to 19. It's a regular rate. And unfortunately, and this is something that we also face, like when person is coming to you, he wants to know how much I will pay. So, okay, I will register the private entrepreneur. What will be my rate? And this is where the most interesting part starts. In order to tell someone how much rate he will have to pay, you will have to know either this person is married, if he has children, if his wife works, how old is he. So only personal accountant can tell this, and it's One also big difference which we have between Ukrainian companies and Polish companies, because in Ukraine it's quite easy. The company provides the accountant, he's taking care of you, he's submitting your tax reports, and you are well done. Like, you don't have any kind of headache. In Poland, no, company's accountant is not taking care of people. Every person is attached to his own accountant, and his accountant is taking care of his tax. So this is something very unique, and I was quite nice to learn this, because it's very different from what we have. Also, one important thing that I have to mention is that in Poland, the VAT rate is 23%, and when the person provides you services, he has to apply the VAT about the sum. And we as a company, we can get this VAT return after quarter or half a year, we can get this VAT return. But as a business, you have also to calculate how much it will cost you to pay salary to person, because if his salary, let's say 1,000, right? At the end of the day, you will have to pay him 3 months, 1,000, how much? $230, right? And this 3 months like this. At the end of these 3 months, you can get this money back, but still, you have to count on this. And when the business is kind of a growing business, it's quite big business, and the numbers are much more than 1,000, it gets to hundreds of thousands, you have to also count somewhere in mind that this is something that you have to pay. So as for the people, what we have faced in Poland is that many of people who, for example, Ukrainians who get here, they want to be either directly employed, either to get this contract of mandat. Rafał, it's like in Polish, it's named, can you help me here? I remember the name and it's very popular in Polish, but I suddenly forget it, everything.
In Polish we have umowa o pracę, umowa o zlecenie i umowa o dzieło.
Zlecenie. So I meant umowa zlecenia. Umowa o pracy, it's when you are directly employed, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And umowa zlecenia is this contract of mandat under civil law, which actually looks like the same of a directly employment, but a little bit more flexible and better, I would say, for employer and same for employee. So many of people also want to get this contract of zlecenia, right? So briefly, this is the general information that I could say.
Thank you. It was not general, it was like rather specific as for me. Okay, Rafał, please, maybe you will add some numbers or some percentage or something, some rates.
Yeah, actually, I have this for the end of my speak, but Olga point that we have quite a complex tax system, tax and accounting system. Standard rate for legal person like company, corporation, or whatever, it's 19%. But there are also various reliefs for that rate, and for example, for newly established businesses or for small companies, the rate is only 9%. We have also so-called IP box relief. This is very interesting for IT companies because it's tax rate, it is only 5%, and but there are also some conditions, and these conditions is to conduct research and development or any intellectual property things, and this is quite easy to meet if you do programming, software development, or other stuff. We have in Poland also special economic zones, which are areas where companies can benefit from tax advantages from local governments or municipalities. And yeah, in short explanation, this is how it is, but not everything is so smooth. Polish order, our changes in this year, changes in actually every business law and act in Poland bring some really confusion and in tax and accounting. This is worth to bearing in mind when you establish a company in Poland.
Okay, I see. Thank you. Thank you, dear friends. Now I'd like us to speak about the general IT infrastructure now, the situation for now, for today in Poland, for us to understand what maybe startups do Poland market need. Yes, maybe some of startups you have in a lot of account, and some of them you still need. For example, in Ukraine, you know that speaking about IT market, we mostly have service companies, some of them IT product companies, but you have to be like a real hero in Ukraine to start IT product company. I would like to hear from you. What about Poland? What startups do you have mostly now? What IT companies do you have? Is it service? Is it outsource, outstaff, or is it product companies, please?
I think Rafał.
Maybe you start. Yes.
Okay, I will start. Okay, I will tell up to my expertise. What can I now like suggest? In general, we as a company of outstaffing, right? So we are not a product company. From the market, from what I know, it's of course outstaffing companies are a little bit more than product companies, but in general, I would say that product companies are also developing quite fast.
Thank you. Okay. Rafał, what about you? Tell us, please, about the IT infrastructure in general in Poland now.
In Poland, Polish data center market is growing. New server rooms everywhere, every year has been established. But last year, a new Google region data center in Warsaw was launched. Last year in November, I think, and this is quite huge. From perspective of creating innovative company in Poland, I think technology hubs, clusters, or in small towns, I think it's called incubators for technological or entrepreneurship incubator, where young companies and startups can share resources, office, law and accounting services, can share with each other and exchange with each other with their services. So if you have some idea to start up for B2B market, Poland is a really good place to start, because our municipalities and our institutions of helping the businesses are quite helpful in that.
Speaking about, by the way, speaking about the institutions, and let us now speak about the funds, funds like yours and other funds. Where is the best to start looking for money, to start looking for partners in Poland? Maybe go to the government, maybe go to the private business, maybe go to some friends or something, maybe go to such funds as yours. Please suggest us where to look for partners, first of all, and where to look for money, and maybe for support, for general business support, like to find out what taxes, what rates to choose, and so on. Please.
Yeah, I think the best first thing you should go to is technological and hubs, clusters, incubators. If we have quite names, a lot names for that, but this is government-funded places where you can get some help in establishing company, taxes, accounting, and actually every thing what business need to conduct their activities. And I think, yeah, investors in Poland are actually quite interested in bringing business models that proven to be successful elsewhere. So if you have product or prototype that worked in your country or other country than Poland, and you can bring this idea to Polish market, I think you would not have any problems with finding money. And about money, speaking about money, we have quite large and many opportunities for getting money for startup. For first stage, second stage. For first or zero stage, it's not be that much, but if you in startup phase prove that you have some income from your product, you definitely get grant and even a grant and money.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Rafał. Ola, maybe you will tell us about your company experience. Did you start in Poland with your own forces, or maybe you found some partners, local partners there? And also speaking about the money, I'm not asking to tell us secrets how you do it, yeah, but maybe you will say us some tips. What did you see in Poland market? Where do companies look for money? Is it good to go to investors? Is it good to go to some partners or government programs or some funds like Rafał have? Yeah, maybe you have some tips here.
Unfortunately, I don't have actually any of these tips because our company is working basically with our own funds. We do not get any kind of investment from investors, or we are not applying to the fundraisers. We are opening and doing our basic activity. All of the stuff we are doing with all of our funds. So in this case, I will not be able to suggest nothing. I think Rafał will be able to tell us more about this.
Okay. Let's then talk about the next question. Let's speak specifically about collaborations between our two countries. Let's take some example like yours, Ola, when you have one company, but you divide it between two countries. How is it to work when your team divided? Yes. And maybe let us also touch the topic, how to start business in remotely partnership, when one partner is here, for example, in Kyiv, and someone is, for example, in Warsaw. Is it possible or is it impossible? Is it always you have to go in Poland to start business there with partners? What do you think?
Okay, so I think I will start, and I will start from the end, answering your question. Absolutely, it's possible. And actually, we saw that this is possible like 2 years ago when COVID hit, and we had to go to our home offices and sit and start to work to learn how to work with our teams. And we find out that actually not only it's possible, it's even sometimes working better than you sit and chat around the coffee machine in the office. So the basic thing that every manager has to do with his team is to make a bridging, to make the communication channel work. Starting from this, you don't have to worry actually about anything, because this is the internet era, and we have to adjust to the reality and not to adjust reality to ourselves. So yes, basically making a remote work teams work, it's I would say quite challenging at the beginning. When you set the process, it's going quite easy. And now, answering your question about going to Poland and creating companies, what kind of help, or was it challenging, how people reacted. So when we started the process, we created a separate entity. It wasn't, it's like a sister company with the same owner and same director, but it's a different company. And now when people got relocated to Poland, we were very lucky to have it and able to hire people directly. Actually, they didn't feel, I would say, nothing. They didn't feel any kind of change in their, of course, they felt the change, I'm saying, in a global way, right? In their location that they had to relocate themselves and their families. But in way of work, we've done everything maximum smoothly, so people didn't feel any kind of change. This is first. And second, as for the help, I would say that actually, I'm now just sharing my own experience, right? Everything worked very smoothly. So the process of registration, and when you have to register people, everything, the team is working quite good, I would say. It also counts, right? That you have to have people you rely on, but the moment it's all set, it's working quite easy and smoothly. So Poland in this way is very supportive, and the way that they give PESEL to everybody, like you can make your life easy and ready from the beginning. You don't have to run and knock all the doors like in some other countries. So this is based on my experience. It's quite easy.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to hear that. That's a pleasure to hear that, actually, to have such partners in Europe. Yes. Rafał, maybe you will add some your experience from your fund work or from your life or from your friends in business, working with Ukraine, working in partnership Ukraine-Poland, please.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's worthwhile to Ukrainian and Polish companies to do not treat each other like any other partners from the rest of the world, because we are so close. We are close enough to each other to it would be good to take advantage of that. For example, time zones is even similar. So we and our cultures are not that different from another countries. So yeah, I think it's totally possible to set up remote collaboration between Polish and Ukrainian company or same company with two entities. Maybe it's truism, but because of COVID, companies that are traditionally not associated with remote working are persuaded to work that way. For example, market research companies in Poland actually, this is I think some tips for you IT guys from Ukraine to challenge this market, because I work for that company, that dealing with online surveys and questionnaires and something like that. And this market, because of the pandemic, grow several times, because every market research has to switch to online, and market research come a long way from simple web surveys. I know at least a few companies that currently developing advanced technologies, for example, to measure emotions online. And such companies have very good ideas, but not every time they knew how to actually do this, make this technology work. So yeah, if you go to them, maybe it would be a very fine collaboration for you.
Thank you, Rafał. And one more question for you I have. Just in few words, how your Cadmus Foundation can help Ukrainian businessmen starting in Poland, for example?
We focus on projects combining software, innovative software solutions with culture, civic society, and business. And when we have some project in mind, and we have some society problem to solve, we need business partners who can ship new application or new website or new whatever technological solution that is needed to solve that problem. So this is what I could say. We need to partners who are doing stuff with us.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that ALLSTARSIT and Cadmus Foundation are residents of European Association of Software Engineering. Dear friends, we're coming to the end. I think that we've discussed it in general. If some of our viewers have some specific questions, you can find us on social media. You can also find our guests and today's heroes of our teleconference. I will also add from my side that the best way to help our association to develop itself, to develop its residents, is to become the resident. And here I speak to our Poland in perspective, Poland residents. We opened the representative office there. On 30th of August, we will have the meetup in Warsaw. So please follow our social media. There you will see the announcements. The best way, I think, to help IT companies in Ukraine now also to become the resident of European Association of Software Engineering, because our friends can prove that we do a lot to our local IT market. Dear guests, our main topic today was 5 main reasons to start IT business in Poland, and I featured my 5 main reasons. I will tell them, and maybe you will have something to add, okay? So from my side, from my opinion, 5 main reasons to start IT business in Poland is first of all, if you want to become global, you have to start where you understand how it all goes, how it all works. And in Poland, it is very close in mentality and in all processes to Ukraine. Second one, Poland is member of European Union. So starting business there, you become the member of European Union as a business. Then product companies develop fast. So this is also a good reason, because if you want to open some product IT startup, you will be able to develop it faster. Then good government support programs we have in Poland, yes, and remote partnership works perfect. This idea I like the most, I think, because you can still stay in, for example, Ukraine, find some local partner there and open the business there and become abroad and approach the European Union. Maybe something you would like to add, or my 5 reasons you like, dear guests.
I like your 5 reasons. From my perspective, I would add that in Poland is located 25% of all offshore programmers talent of Eastern and Central Europe. So can you imagine a talent pool of 25%, which is huge?
Yes.
So I would say this is one of the key reasons as well why we went to Polish market.
That's great. I agree with you, Ola. Thank you. Rafał, maybe you have something to add.
Your key reasons are quite good, but I would add, if you in industry of renewable energy and electronic payments, we are welcome to you, and yeah, that's it.
I think that who needs to hear it, heard it, yes, as we say. Our guest, my honorable guest today was Rafał Rybnik, chairman of the board Cadmus Foundation, our resident of association. Thank you, Rafał. And Olga Tsymbaliuk, chief operating officer at ALLSTARSIT, also the company resident of our EASE association. Olga, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, dear friends, thank you very much. Your tips, your reasons, your experience was unique, is unique. And I'm sure that our residents of association and our viewers took pleasure today with me together. Thank you very much, and see you soon on our activities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.